Do you ever feel like you're fighting with watercolor, like the water and the pigment have a mind of their own? I've been there. In fact, watercolor used to be my least favorite medium. But through practice, I discovered the secret. In this session, I'm going to show you how the lack of control can actually work for you instead of against you. I'm Joy. I'm a self-taught artist and a feather mom to 4 sweet cockatiels who you'll likely see bossing me around here and there. My heart is in loose style art, whether it's watercolor, acrylic, oil, and most importantly, I'm a believer in gentle art habit, keeping it free, playful, and fun. Today, we're painting a little corner of my art space just behind me, my sofa studio. Ow! I'm actually working on a makeover for my website, and I'm planning to use this painting as part of the design. We're going to use my favorite approach, the paint first technique. That means no pencil, no sketch, just brushes straight onto the paper. For me, it's the best way to stop overanalyzing every detail. It keeps the process intuitive, loose, and free. If you need a bit of a warm-up before we dive into this detailed piece, I have an earlier video you can jump into where I introduce 4 of my birds and I show you how I sketch them just by using gel pen and wet and wet watercolor. Because this tutorial is a step up from that, a combination of everything I love from beginning to end. Before we dip our brushes, let's look at our supplies. You don't need fancy paints, but I do have one non-negotiable. 300 GSM watercolor paper. It's the only way to hold several layers of water without the paper giving up. Brushes. Just pick 2 favorites, a big one for washes and a fine one for details. Mixed media. Bring whatever you have. I love colored pencils, gel pens, and especially glitter pens. The secret weapon, a white gel pen for those final highlights, is a game changer. If you don't have one, white acrylic or gouache works perfectly too. Remember, while professional tools are lovely for practicing, you can still make the most out of the tools that you already have. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Capturing the big shapes. The first wash. I always start by capturing the large shapes first using a loose wash. I'm thinking about proportions. For example, seeing how the sofa takes up about half the frame at a slight angle. I look for where those big blocks of color live and just start filling them in. I don't mind if the colors blend or bleed into each other. I actually love it. At this stage, it doesn't matter if your blobs of color are perfectly sized or shaped. We're just setting the stage. Number 2. The art of subtracting color. Once the page is filled with color, I use a damp paper towel to lift or subtract pigment from areas I want to highlight. This is a technique often used in oil painting, but it's incredibly handy in watercolor too. It gives me the freedom to paint those big shapes boldly, knowing I can pull color back as long as the paper is still wet. It's also a great way to rediscover those white spaces if you did not leave them early on. Number 3. Outlining and mapping with gel pens. Now, we define the elements using lines and dots. Since I don't use a pencil, I can't erase, so I use a mapping strategy. I place tiny dots where I want my lines to start and end, like the corners of a table or the edge of the sofa. This ensures the painting feels harmonious and balanced even if it's not perfect. I also have a specific strategy for holding my pens and brushes to keep lines straight without a ruler. I'll actually make a separate video just for that. For now, don't worry if your watercolor blobs don't perfectly line up with your ink outlines. In my opinion, that slight offset look is exactly what makes a painting look interesting and alive. Number 4. Depth, pigment, and observation. As we fill in the smaller details, remember the golden rule of watercolor. For dark areas, use more pigment and less water. For lighter areas, use more water and just a touch of pigment. I also prefer using complementary colors for my shadows rather than reaching for black. One of the most important things we can do as artists is to observe deeply. You'll notice that a red object isn't just red. It might have hints of green, pink, or even purple hidden in the shadows. Once you open your eyes to the true colors around you, you won't be able to unsee them. Number 5. The finishing touches. Mixed media magic. Finally, we add the mixed media layers. I'll add more details with my gel pen, but I purposely leave some areas unoutlined to keep the look loose. This is where the white gel pen comes in to make those highlights pop. I also use pastels or colored pencils to add texture and play with the colors. Feel free to scribble or doodle randomly, it adds character. My main goal here is to emphasize a focal point. I keep the surrounding details subtle so that our main subject really stands out. Remember, it doesn't have to be hard. It just takes a little practice and a lot of heart. And there you have it. A little piece of my sofa studio painted with a gentle heart. I hope this helps you see watercolor as something you don't fight with, is something you dance with. Remember, if your lines are a little shaky or your colors blend more than you planned, glorify the process. That messiness is exactly where the courage to try lives. If you enjoy this paint first approach, please give this video a like. It really helps the Sofa Studio grow. And I'd love to hear in the comments what's one tiny step you're taking in your art this week. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any Arts and Birds videos with me. Until then, be brave and be kind to your beginner self. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Do you ever feel like you're fighting what? Water, step it! Yun na kayo kasi nagtatampo si Water di siya kasali. Hindi na ako makapag-start. Halika!